Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Maylu Sakinah from TBEC class. I wanna take the video for the final test of speaking. This is um, the first final test instruction is watch the video. I'm finished watching the video, and then the next instruction is make 5 questions about the video. This is my question. For the first is what is the pandemic? And then the second is who at the first infected virus? And the third is when the virus began. And the fourth, how the virus spread. And then the fifth is where the virus infected people at the first. And the next instruction is answer the 5 questions using the information from the video. For the first question is when will the pandemic end? The pandemic will be end if vaccine ready to protect people. Disruption to most people's life won't necessarily last the full duration. And breakdown, break, breakout breakthroughs in treatment and prevention of symptoms can make a virus much less dangerous and therefore require less extreme containment measure. Therefore, the pandemic will end. And then the second is which strategy is best for this deadly infection respiratory virus, the best strategy to do is delay and vaccine because it is can build up immunity and kicks on the virus, but it is um, have a delay time. And the third is how to do strategy rage through governments and communities do nothing to help this spread and instead allow people to be exposed as quickly as possible. Soon the people can infect it. Therefore, we must survive it by building up immune response, and the virus can no longer find the host. So the pandemic fizzles out a short time after it began. And the next is how to do strategy delay and vaccine. To do study delay in vaccines, government and communities around the world slow the spread of the virus to give research facility time to produce a vaccine and do testing from infected people, quarantining the infected and people they interacted with, and physical distancing to slow spread of the virus and then have a vaccine to build up immunity in the worldwide. Once 40 until 90% of the population has received it, the precise amount carrying based on the virus herd immunity kicks in and the pandemic fizzles out. And then the last question is how to do strategy coordinate and cross. To do strategy coordinate and cross, simultaneously strive the virus everywhere through a combination of quarantine, social distancing, and restricting travel. In a typical pandemic, when one country is speaking, another may be getting first cases. Instead of every leader responding to what's happening in their jurisdiction, here, everyone must treat the world as the giant interconnected system it is. If coordinated properly, this could end a pandemic in just a few moments. And then the next instruction is make an oral summary. For the summary in this video is Several months ago, a highly infectious, deadly respiratory virus infected uh, prof- proliferate faster than public health measures could contain it. The virus spreading worldwide. The virus was dead many people, and the other person have same question: when will the pandemic end? Who has declared the pandemic? Uh, and the government can do 3 point for this pandemic. The first is rage stop, and then the second is delay in vaccine, and the last is coordinate and crash. So which strategy is best for this deadly infection, respiratory virus? Which strategy best strategy for the pandemic? Mm, the for the racing truck is a quick fix, but would be a global catastrophe and may not work at all if people can be reinfected. And then the crushing the virus drug coordinate alone is also enticing for its speed, but only reliable the with their and nearly impossible global cooperation. And then the best strategy that's um, why vaccination assisted by as much global coordinate as possible is generally considered to be the winner is uh, the slow strategy and pro- proven option on the rest. Even if the pandemic officially ends before a vaccine is ready, the virus may reappear seasonally, so vaccines will continue to protect people. And although it may take years to create disruption to most people's life, won't necessarily realize the full duration. Maybe the best strategy is vaccines and delay. Why vaccine and delay? Maybe vaccine is the best solution for the pandemic era to build up immunity the people, and the virus cannot live in our body, and the virus will be end um, step by step. And then for the next instruction is make presentation with the other sources. Based on ABC 13 channel YouTube with the title of video is when will pandemic be over? Doctor, answer your question. In these sources, I'm watch um, the presenters the presenters uh, have a question for the doctors. The first question is the delta surge beginning to slow? We can see in India that the delta is highly that we can namely the delta isn't surge beginning slow. That's the delta 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 variation of COVID-19 virus. It is um, not beginning slowly, but it's highly in India. And then the next is how much longer will COVID be pandemic? The doctor isn't answer for the fixed answer, but he she was answer by the COVID. The pandemic will be end if if we have low cases, and when the short number of or when the short number of cases the pandemic will be end if the cases of pandemic is very 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 low. And then the last is, what should we expect from COVID in the next few moments? And in this question, I think we're going to keep seeing this struggle at least December. And then the um when will pandemic be over is if the cases of COVID-19 is very 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 low. Uh, it is enough for me. I'm so sorry for every mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.